So what are the top 3 recommendations for blogger relations in this new Web 2.0 world?
All right. Well, I think the easy one is that, every time I talk to companies about who they're trying to reach, I think entrepreneurs and public relations professionals and marketers have recognized the value of blogger relations. I think what has happened now, or what's currently happening now, is that there's just this misalignment with who they're trying to reach and why. There's this A-list that everybody aspires to reach, and there's also groups that are like, for example, mommy bloggers. Everybody wants to reach mommy bloggers now. Everybody wants to be in TechCrunch, and I think the best advice I could give you is or anyone is that don't always think at the A-list level. Don't always think at the places where everyone is going. You have to understand that these people most of the time aren't trained journalists in the classical sense. They're not really used to PR contact. They don't understand the dynamic that journalists or reporters would say, I don't want to put up with, but are used to. This is a 100-year-old business, public relations, at least formally. And you want to look at people who can help you get your story out there, but at the same time realizing that they're people too. They have lives, they have things to do. You're not the only person contacting them. So what are you going to do to stand out? What are you going to do to let them know that you respect who they are and what they're doing, and that you actually took the time to sort of connect with them at a human level? And in many cases, this is before you even need something. So really focus on building relationships before you need them. And the other bit of advice is look at what we call the magic middle. These are bloggers who are basically the peers of your customers. They're not the A-list. They're definitely not normal either. They're worth the time to discover and reach, because in aggregate, it's almost like concentric circles. They start to reach and create different or complementary markets that together amplify at a great volume.
Great. As bloggers, we get spammed all the time by PR people. And you probably do even as a PR person. Am I wrong?
Oh, I am spammed. I'm spammed quite a bit.
So how do you deal with it when you're spammed? What do smart PR people do that the ones who aren't as smart? What do smart PR people do to pitch bloggers now?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. There's definitely still more of the old school mentality over the right way of doing things. I get pitched for PR 2.0 and I get pitched for Bubblicious every single day. And the commonality, I would say, that really makes each of these pitches worth deleting instantly is that they just don't really take the time to figure out what I write about, or even just whether or not I cover something, or the pattern of my writing, or just anything other than just the first name, like, hey Brian, and then writing the pitch, or the assumption that I have all of the extra time to read these 20-page emails. I think what I don't get a lot of are people trying to say, hey Brian, really appreciate your blog. I work with companies that are in your space, would love the opportunity to reach out to you if I ever have anything, and if so, what's the best way you want to be contacted? At least the best advice I can give is just somebody recognizing that I'm a human being and that they might want to reach out to me, and also if there's anything that they can do for me. I would love to see reciprocity out there as well.
And then my final question is, what is your favorite way to connect to the media? Do you think Twitter is a great way to do this?
My favorite way is to connect with people the way they want to be connected with. And I say that quickly because I think in my day-to-day basis, I'm having to talk to people across multiple networks and also just traditional tools as well. Like you and I are talking on the phone right now. There's a lot of folks, on behalf of the companies that I represent, that really need to reach people when they go for their information, when they go to share information, and that's going to be different across the board. And I guess the easy answer is, you have to listen first and figure out where it's connected to make it more where you can be.
It's great. Well, it was great talking with you today, and I'm sure people learned a lot. And, your book comes out soon, Putting the Public Back in Public Relations, How Social Media is Reinventing the Aging Business of PR. So everyone be sure to pick it up, and definitely go to briansolis.com for more information about new media, PR, communications, and much more. Thanks, Brian.